our next presenter was on Arrested Development and Gossip Girl Social Network. The man from Uncle did voiceover cars. Let's welcome in Armi Hammer. Armi.
What's up, George? Hi, Anna. How are you guys doing?
How are you?
I wanted to ask you because you played Marty, Ruth Bader Ginsburg's husband in the movie. How was that experience? How was doing that?
You know what, man? It was great. We got to spend some time in D.C. We got to go see the justice in her private chambers. We got to have like meals with her, and we really were just given access to such a special woman who did so much to change the landscape of the world that we live in now, especially for women. Just to get to kind of like brush up against history like that felt really cool, and it felt like a very special thing that we got to be a part of.
You know, we were talking about that. It might not be the easiest thing to have a partner that is powerful, because that person has to kind of keep their own identity, or else they if that relationship doesn't work, they lose themselves, right?
Right, yeah. But the interesting thing about at least what we saw from Marty and the justice's relationship is that he understood exactly how important it was what she was doing. And he understood that he needed to facilitate her doing that. If that meant him taking on gender roles that were not normally prescribed in the 1950s and 60s and 70s, then he was going to do it because he believed in his wife. So I think it was like a really beautifully symbiotic relationship between the two of them.
After spending time with her, what has her loss meant to you?
You know, I mean, I don't really know that it's my place to say, because there are people who are feeling the loss in a lot more of an intense way than I was. Like, I was lucky enough to meet her and spend time with her, but really, like, the loss that I noticed more than anything is just the loss to the world of having someone like that sitting on the Supreme Court bench, and also, you know, now in this really tumultuous time, having an opportunity for them to just completely load the bench however they want, which is a scary thing.
Yeah. That is frightening. I mean, you know, the latest nominee has been a judge for 3.5 years, and before you had to have tenure, you had to put in your time and things. And it's just, you know, we're gonna need to change that.
I had to have a driver's license more than 3.5 years before I could rent a car. Like, why is this woman going on the Supreme Court?
You've got to be a resident for 5 years to become a U.S. citizen. But listen, it's look. To the winner go the spoils. To the winner go the spoils. And naming the Supreme Court justices is part of those spoils. And so there were a lot of people who chose not to vote 4 years ago. And we are now living the consequences of people not voting, or people deciding to cast a protest vote and write somebody in. And so, look, it's a binary choice what we're facing in 9 days, 8 days. And if you want there to be a change in the courts, because it's not just the Supreme Court. It's the courts all the way down. If you want there to be a change, you've got one job: vote for Joe Biden and make him the next president of the United States.
Well said. Hey, Armi, it's good to see you, brother. You look great. Can you introduce our next performance, please?
Oh, man, I would love to, because this is also one of the first concerts that I went to when I moved back to L.A. So coming up next, we have a performance from the Foo Fighters, a group of musicians who are longtime advocates for social change. I mean, I still remember the incredible performance they gave at the DNC in 2012. So with special performance of times like these, please welcome the Grammy Award-winning rock band, the Foo Fighters.